Have you ever noticed that the hardest battle isn't against distractions? It's against yourself. You sit down to work. 5 minutes later, you're checking your phone. You promise yourself you'll start tomorrow. Tomorrow becomes next week. Next week becomes another year. More than 2,000 years ago, Confucius understood something most people still haven't learned. The greatest obstacle to success isn't a lack of intelligence. It isn't a lack of opportunity. It's a scattered mind. While the world tells us to chase more, Confucius taught us to become more. Because when your character becomes strong, your attention naturally follows. Today, we're going to explore how one of history's greatest teachers would approach focus in a world filled with endless distractions. And by the end of this video, you may never think about concentration the same way again. Confucius never lived in a world of smartphones. He never dealt with social media. He never had email notifications. Yet, human nature hasn't changed. People have always been distracted, not by technology, but by desire. The desire to be entertained, the desire to impress others, the desire to avoid difficult work. Confucius believed that every distraction begins long before you reach for your phone. It begins inside your character. If your mind constantly seeks comfort, your attention will always wander. If your character values discipline, focus becomes much easier. This changes everything. Most productivity advice teaches you how to remove distractions. Confucius would first teach you to remove the desire for distraction. One of his most famous ideas was that small daily actions shape who you become. He believed greatness wasn't built through dramatic moments. It was built through ordinary habits repeated every single day. Think about that. Every time you choose to stay focused, you aren't just finishing a task. You're becoming someone who finishes tasks. Every time you resist an impulse, you're becoming someone who controls impulses. Character isn't something you discover. It's something you practice. That's why focus isn't a skill. It's evidence of who you've become. Confucius also warned against chasing too many goals. He believed a person should understand their role and fulfill it well. In today's world, we're encouraged to become everything. Build a business, get in shape, learn 5 new skills, read 100 books, start investing, master a new language, be everywhere, do everything. The result? Constant motion, very little progress. Confucius would ask a different question. What is your responsibility today? Not next year, not next month, today. Because the mind becomes peaceful when it knows exactly what deserves its attention. Clarity creates focus. Confusion creates distraction. Another lesson from Confucius is surprisingly uncomfortable. He believed learning required humility. Many people lose focus because they're secretly trying to prove they're already good enough. They avoid difficult work because failure threatens their identity. Confucius encouraged becoming a lifelong student. Students expect mistakes. Students welcome correction. Students return tomorrow. When your goal becomes learning instead of protecting your ego, focus becomes much easier because you're no longer trying to look successful. You're trying to become successful. Perhaps the most powerful lesson Confucius offers is this. Your environment shapes your character. He often spoke about surrounding yourself with virtuous people. Today, that advice matters more than ever. Your environment isn't only your friends. It's your phone, your social media feed, the videos you watch, the conversations you have, the books you read. Every day you're training your attention. The question is, what are you training it to do? If you constantly consume short bursts of entertainment, your brain learns to crave novelty. Deep work becomes painful. Patience disappears. But if you regularly spend time reading, thinking, creating, building, your attention grows stronger. Focus isn't inherited. It's trained. Confucius also believed that self-mastery begins with honesty. Stop pretending you're too busy. Stop blaming technology. Stop waiting for motivation. Ask yourself one simple question. What kind of person am I becoming through my daily choices? Because every distraction answers that question, and every moment of discipline answers it too. In the end, Confucius wasn't trying to help people accomplish more. He was trying to help people become better. Ironically, when you become better, you accomplish far more than you ever imagined. The world tells you to chase productivity. Confucius tells you to build character. Productivity follows. The world tells you to manage your time. Confucius tells you to manage yourself. Time follows. The world tells you to seek motivation. Confucius tells you to practice discipline. Motivation eventually follows. So the next time your attention begins to wander, don't ask how to focus. Ask who you're becoming. Because focus isn't just about where your eyes are looking. It's about where your character is leading you. And that may be the lesson from Confucius that matters most today. If you found value in this video, subscribe to Old World Wisdom for more timeless lessons from history's greatest thinkers, philosophers, and warriors. Wisdom that remains just as powerful today as it was centuries ago. Until next time, build your character. The focus will follow.